Hello, 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 Pisces. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this, if it's pre-recorded. This is being recorded on June 5th, very close to the 7th. I love doing when it's so close to the energies. We're doing the 7th through the 13th week of June. So I love it when it's really accurate energies. I'd rather be doing them all on the day that it's happening. However, I can't do that. For those of you who are new, I am an empath that does intuitive tarot as well as some astrology and numerology. However, all my energies and my focus is on the divine. Divine guided, divine in with your answers to whatever your needs, struggles, challenges. If you're on the fence about something, definitely that is where the energies I go. Divine is our source. Everything is our resource. Telephone, guys, these are telephones. They are not the source. So if you are trying to find something out, definitely go to divine first, not the cards. And I do teach you how to do that, but not on here. But you can go to the channel down below. Definitely want to do that. All right, so let's get started. 7th through the 13th, we have a new moon, and the new moon's on the 10th. A little bit interesting energies. However, we're in 3 retrogrades right now, so communication might be a little issue for you going on. So if you're getting little tiffs, little arguments, you're like, why is everybody bickering? That kind of a thing. That is the Mercury retrograde. We also have the Saturn retrograde and the Pluto retrograde going on. However, Mercury's going away June 22nd. Yay, hallelujah, hallelujah. Then we can get back onto a normal life of less fighting and arguing and debates, put it that way. So if you're getting into little kerfuffles, make sure that you try to diffuse them until after the 22nd, because the energies will have changed. All right. So for those of you who are brand new, I'm pulling 3 oracles. Oracles are not tarot cards. They're very different. They're more of a theme base. You know, the artist gets into their little stories of how they like to portray each card. And so we are going to pick a theme pretty much from the oracles. Then we'll go into the tarot cards for the spread. All right. So somebody's going through some major stuff right now. Like I told you, Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde has a hand on what's going on here. However, it also might be growth. There might be growth going on here. There might be some lessons to be taught, learned, that kind of a thing. But there is always hope at the end of the rainbow, or you'll see a rainbow in the storm. Okay, so it is the storm fields. This is Divine's card. He is saying, yes, I know that you're going to you're either going into a storm, in a storm, or coming out of a storm, or waiting for the next storm. So there's always going to be a storm, whether you call it a big storm, little storm, whatever. However, with the Divine's card, what I do love about this is that if you really walk the walk, and because it's the number 9, this is about how intense it is, how strong you believe, how strong you have trust. If you actually in a storm have the hand of divine in it, then your storm is sort of calm. But if you have the world number 1 in it, you're on a flippin' roller coaster and you're going all over the place and your storm is up and down and you don't know what to do and you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to think. You don't know, and it's driving you nuts. Or it's like, why does this keep happening? Because you're living on a worldly plane and you're also thinking worldly. So it makes a big difference. Anytime I go through a storm or a major catastrophe right now, because I'm more on a spiritual plane, that's not a big deal to me. I don't sweat the small stuff in a big storm. Even when my brother was murdered, that was probably one of the biggest storms that I've gone through. My mother's death from cancer, that was another big storm. However, I was calm. And that's what the divine brings you, is a calm in a storm. Okay, so that's for somebody. Not quite sure. This is a message to somebody from divine. So maybe reaching out and becoming more aware of your spiritual side rather than your earthly, worldly side, may be something that he's trying to share with you. Current card for the week, 7th through the 13th, is the number 7, the magical map shifter. We have so many opportunities and so many things that we can throw out. We really can't see everything. However, we have to, as we shift in life and try to pick things, we've got our eyes pretty much closed, how it's going to turn out. However, this is about your growth and your changes and your challenges and how you grow from level to level, how you pick that, because the number 7 is about your potential, how you can grow and what your potential is. So our choices and our decisions in this next week are going to be based on. So you really have to reach from your spirit and your intuition. Should I do this? Should I say this? Should I not say this? How will the outcome be? The potential be? What will happen if I do that? A lot of people act in the now and they don't think about what's going to bring into the future. So we got to be careful. So it's sort of like in relationships, if somebody says, I love you, and then you don't say, I love you back, it's sort of like, whoa, that's not something that was expected. Or if somebody says, will you marry me? And you're like, that other person's like, so whatever you decide to do, just think about the outcome of what you're picking, choosing, and deciding on at the moment. Because remember, that's the number 7 for your potential. Because remember, I talk about in astrology and divine, how their energies balance out. However, divine is the source and the astrology is the resource. These come out to be the same number 9 and commitment. So the potential, this future potential, is some type of commitment. And this could be a commitment to yourself. So if you decide to go into a new career, you got to go into it 100%. If you decide to pick a different mate, or even get asked to marry to, you got to look at this potential as a lifetime. A lot of people say yes, and they don't even think about, oh, in 5-10 years, can I be living with this person? Or would I even, can I handle their farts, their smells, their bad habits, their butt scratches? Can I handle all that kind of stuff? But it also could be a commitment to yourself. So these are both the number 9. Very intense energy, something to majorly consider and think about. So somebody's storm may be a good storm. Storms don't have to be bad. And plus, we always learn something from our storms. We learn stuff from our pain. We learn stuff from our anything that we go through. Okay, so divine saying, okay. And the reason why this artist did this very beautifully, I love this, because if you look at the very bottom, it has flowers, it has little potential life. It has still life in there. And that's what divine is saying. Don't just hang on. Hang on. Yeah. Right now, well, I'm going to do a 7-card spread here, which is a horseshoe spread. So let me get this out first and see what he's got going. All right, Pisces. This is Pisces, divine. He's like, I know. I was like, okay, sorry. Sometimes it's really funny because sometimes, I don't know who comes through, but sometimes they're very funny or sarcastic or whatever. It's like, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you. A lot of wands here, guys. A lot of it is communication right now. And that I would be expected in, definitely be in, I would be expecting that with the Mercury retrograde happening. So this storm field has to do with some communication with somebody. I think it's misconstrued. Things are not really happy at the moment. Somebody has just been, this is your past card. Somebody just has never been happy. And you're not going to be happy. You have to be, first you have to learn to be joyful. Joyful is internal. Joyful is a lot of healing and acceptance and adaptability to the way things are, and accepting the way things are, and loving yourself the way things are. But somebody has definitely not been happy with themselves. It could come from trauma, abuse. It could come from just self-love. It could come from some medical reasons. If there is some medical issues with like depression, bipolarness, things of that needs to be medically diagnosed. However, this person just keeps thinking about their future and they're just unhappy. This is your internal storm for somebody. Okay, so this is your past, guys. This is your past. The happiness is worldly. Happiness can go and come like a fart in the wind. okay, I don't know why I always use that one, but I do. I like it because farts come and go, woo, they stink, and then woo, then you're happy when they're gone. But the thing is, it comes and goes because it's circumstantial most of the time, or it's something that you can see that's taken away. These are external things. Happiness is external, and thank you for that. The beautiful way to put that, and I've forgotten how to put that. So there, and then joy is internal. So you can't take joy away from somebody. So somebody in the past was concentrating on being happy, uh, when maybe in the future they want to think about becoming joyful, because joy you can't take away. And you're like, well, Patty, what is the difference? Really, what is the difference? Happy, happy, joy, joy. Oh, yeah, there's a song like that. But the joy is memories. The joy is what you see in a person's face when you help them. Joy. It's the joy of giving of yourself. It is compassion and empathy and memories, making those beautiful memories, happy memories, things of that you can hold on to, that nobody can steal and take away ever, unless we get dementia or Alzheimer's. And we don't even know if they're still in there because, anyway, but happiness is, you have a car and you get in an accident and it's totaled. There it goes. It's like, oh man, I love that car, blah, blah, blah. Here we go, roller coaster kind of thing. All right, so that's where that is. Okay, so for somebody right now, definitely is thinking of the future, and that's a good thing. This is somebody who's actually thinking of the future. They're having troubles with the future because maybe they've had to make some decisions, hard decisions. Maybe life is turned upside down. I don't see the tower here, but something has happened to cause a transition. Thank you. So the transition or a transformation for somebody. This is a good thing. However, make sure that you don't focus on that 100%. Okay? Because if you focus in on this 100%, it's the number 2. So you may separate things rather than bring them together. And this is where these next cards come. That somebody has had this is sort of a weakness of somebody. Somebody has had a past of arguing, fighting, creating things that may cause things to end. So opinionated, thank you. Somebody who is, this could be somebody coming at you, or it could be you. But the become opinionated. It's my way, the highway. It's no flexibility. Not unconditional love. And this could be for your friends, could be your family, could be for lovers. And maybe you keep going through boyfriends, girlfriends, and you're wondering why. It's the way that you handle it. It could be that you're arrogant, or you're, how can I put this? You say things too strongly. So learning how to say things more softly, or in a manner of more empathy, that would change this. Because right now it's very strong, aggressive, assertive, and you just seem to have problems with things ending. So with this being the number 5, trying to change that around to the opposite, something speaking more of kindness, more of softness, more of second dimensional love, compassion, empathy. So you're going to have a lot of work to step back and say, when you want to say something, whoop, you don't want to say it until you think about it first. Is this out of love, or is this out of my worldly thinking? Because really, in all honesty, we should not be saying a lot of things that we're saying. We think that we're entitled to say anything coming out of our mouth. No. That's what's causing things to stop, and you aren't getting what you want. And it also creates more of a mess, especially in the Mercury retrograde. All right. All right. So definitely think about those. There has been qualities that really do help you, is that Pisces, you're very strong. You can do things on your own. You love to do things on your own. But also, too, you have the strength within you to accomplish. And people watch you. People watch you, and they will say, wow, they did that. Wow, that is really cool. How did you get the strength to do that? Where did that come from? So you have some really strong, good qualities in you that really want to accomplish things. And when you set your mind to it, it will do it. You will do it. Okay. And that is definitely a mindset that you want to have, because if you are any kind of a leader, manager, boss, um, whatever you call it, supervisor, business owner, entrepreneur, you have to have that drive to go forward. And maybe that's why you're thinking about your future right now. Okay. So maybe there's something in your future. Do I do this? Okay. The thing that you need to avoid is trying to stand up for yourself all the time and not listening to somebody else and their perspective about something. It is very good to stand up for yourself in certain things, but we got to make sure we pick our own battles and be knowledgeable about the subject matter before we start fighting about it. Sometimes we fight about stuff that we don't have and we just want to spew off stuff. So this is sort of your challenge card to pull back, not to argue on everything, or maybe hold your opinion on certain things that you know about, and that you can actually have some factual evidence to back it up. Okay, because this gets to be sort of a gossip thing. So we don't want to begin to start talking about other people, just to make sure that we're talking about ourselves and staying in our own lane about the things that we want, desire for ourselves and our family, not what somebody should be doing, because we don't, that's your opinion and that's your perspective. You have to allow the other people to pick their own perspectives and decisions on what you want it to go. All right, so let's see what else Divine has to say with us. So somebody's just really angry. I don't know who's so angry. It's just like, but we make our own problems a lot of the time. Anytime there's issues, a lot of the times we make our own. It's not so much the circumstances, it's what our decisions and choices make. And then we go and blame somebody else. We have to take accountability for our own decisions and our own actions. All right? That's really hard for somebody to do, because that is about your storm and making a commitment to yourself about, yes, definitely, because it is about bringing balance back. That temperance has been popping up a lot. This is to bring balance. We want balance back here. We want balance. So to go into a commitment, you have to have some type of balance. You have to have the pros and the cons. If you're not sure, get a paper out, write pros and cons, what you're going to do, what is the good things about it, and what are the not so good things about it. I'm not saying bad, because nothing is really good and bad. It's all due to perspectives and choices and the way we've been brought up and things like that, of that nature. Circumstantial has a lot to do with that. So we have Temperance, the Emperor, and the Fool. We have some beautiful energies here, because with the Emperor and the Fool, you've got wisdom, you've got a serious side, you've got somebody who really is thinking things through, somebody who's been there, done that. So, but the other one is a playful side. So if this is a relationship, I'm going to say there's some partner that is actually the serious, realistic. That's, I would say, more the male. It's very serious, very realistic. The other one is playful, happy, whatever. You got to be really careful, because the Emperor should be the one not controlling, but just saying, hey, let's pull it in right now. It's like let's use spending per se. Usually the Emperor is going to be wise about how they spend and save and things like that. This person might just have every nickel in their pocket they'd spend. So we want to make sure that there's a balance here. Okay? There's a balance. And if I'm weak in saving money, I'll tell my partner, you tell me what we need in savings, I'll put it in there. And then I'll blow the rest. And then maybe we're saving for a house or a car or whatever. Then I'll say, okay, how much do we need to put in there? Because I'm carefree. I'm an idealist, but my partner might be a realist. And that would be a really good balance there, because his weakness is my strength. My strength is his weakness. So it balances out, if that makes sense. All right. All right, guys. So I'm going to do a love relationship reading here for the 7th through the 13th. There isn't a whole bunch of love here. There's a lot of anger here. And there's this storm. Now, I'm going to tell you, thank you. So he says he wants me to mention about anger. Anger is fear. Fear comes from a core foundation of something broken in your past. Or it could be in your subconscious. But fear is anger based. So when we make a decision, your storm, if somebody's living in fear or anger, and this is a past thing, then we have to get back to that foundation and say, okay, I need to heal this foundation because I'm living my life in fear and I want to get through this. Because there is light at the end of the storm. Look at the little flowers, okay? So if you're living in fear for something, again, the Divine's card is there. He's very serious about this storm. It's the number 9 because it has to do with a commitment. And there's some choices here, and I do not know what that is, but that he's very serious about it because he's got the astrology as the number 9. He's got his card as the number 9. So whatever this commitment that is sort of terrorizing you, just realize that I just heard somebody say, I just want to be happy. Then you didn't listen to my reading because we don't want to be happy. We want to be joy-filled. Joy-filled. Joy-filled is internal. Happy is external. So whoever just said that, no, you want to be joy-filled. Okay? Go back and listen to my reading again. Okay? So, definitely. Now, this is love and relationships. You know, relationships are all different levels. Could be friendship moving into a dating moving into a commitment or intimacy. Could be a marriage, could be anything of that nature. And a relationship, it could be, you know, a mother to daughter, could be family to family, could be friends to friends. It could be, you know, boyfriend to girlfriend, girlfriend to boyfriend, partner to partner, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the first card out is the Word Lord. He's popular this week. And the reason why he's popular is because we're in the Mercury retrograde. We got to get out of this Mercury retrograde June 22nd. Yay, we're out of it. Okay, so I want to say the Warlord. The Word Lord is about communication, praise, and dishonesty. So the dishonesty might be what's going on because there's a communication issue. And somebody definitely hasn't been happy, okay, joy-filled. So, because we have the first card out in your past is being the 3 of Cups in reverse, okay? So, whatever is going on, yes, exactly, definitely, thank you for that. Because it is also the number 7 about your potential. And this is about your ambition. So you got to look at your relationship. What is the potential of this? Where do I want it to go? What do I want it to do? Because you've got your forward energy, your future energy as a commitment. Do I want to make this a commitment? Do I not? If not, it's time to step out. If I do, then you've got to work at it. This is, you know, relationships are work. Doesn't matter if it's family, doesn't matter if it's friends, doesn't matter if it's lovers. It's work. And that's where the praise part comes in, is because we lift everybody up in a committed relationship or in a friendship relationship. We lift them up. Why are you in a relationship if you're not lifting somebody up? Because my job is to lift my partner up. My partner's job is to lift me up. It's not to complete me. It is not to fulfill me. No, I should be joy-filled in my own life. They're my dessert. They're the icing on the cake. They're the part that just makes my day extra joy-filled. But I should be joy-filled already. Okay, so that is the praise part. Okay, the dishonesty, you got to really get down to the red flags, the nitty-gritty on dishonesty. And you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be truthful to yourself. You have to be totally blunt, frank with yourself. Because the other clarification of this is show the world the real you. Show the world the real you. This is the full moon in Aquarius. And that is the authentic you. If you're in a committed relationship or you're going into a committed relationship and you have not been the real you, don't do it. Because that other person is going into a relationship thinking that you are that person. And if you've been faking it and not being the real person, not being the authentic person, it's not fair to them because you're wasting their time. You're wasting your time because you're not being the authentic you. Show the world who you really are. Show this person who you really are. The good, the bad, the ugly. And if they still love you anyway, then that is divine intervened. If not, they say bye-bye, then that relationship wasn't even supposed to be there. All right? Huge. This is about time to make communication huge. It is time to make communication because the Divine's card and the astrology card, they're both the same number. These are very powerful. It means intense. It means now. It means sense of urgency. It means like pay frickin' attention. Because whatever this storm is, you're somebody who's not being the authentic you. You're headed into a bigger storm than what you're in now because you're not being the real you. Okay, so that is your reading, Pisces. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope that it resonated with somebody. Sometimes they don't. However, that may resonate, or you might think of somebody that it might resonate to. Don't forget, I have the 1-minute readings still going Monday through Friday. Little inspirations. Subscribe, hit the bell. You'll be able to get those every Monday through Friday. They're up very early, so definitely to help you inspire your day. The 10th is the new moon. I'm not sure if I'm doing that reading. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll see when that comes on. I usually post the thumbnail a few days before if I'm going to do it. I'm getting ready to go on vacation. Like I said, 24th through the 4th, you will have some pre-recordeds. Again, if you're in the Orlando area or if you're in Universal or into Disney World at that time, send me an email. Let me know. I'd love to meet you. Just say hello real quick. Definitely do that. But I will be doing filming also for my touch and go travel agency. So I hope this finds you all well. Please don't forget to walk in absolute truth, which is authentic you, listening to the divine and what the divine has to say, not the world, and walk in love. All right. Talk to you soon. Take care.